My wife gave our son a different name on the birth certificate, her ex's name. When I confronted her, she said, yeah, he's not even yours. What are you going to do? Divorce me? This is a no-fault state. I'm taking half. Loser. It was day 5 since my son was born. I was sorting through hospital paperwork when I saw it. The birth certificate didn't say James Taylor like we'd agreed. Instead, Alexander Reynolds Taylor. Alexander, her ex's name. The name hit me like a truck. Vanessa, what's this? I asked. The birth certificate says Alexander, not James. She glanced up from her phone. Oh yeah, last minute change of heart. Alexander sounds better. Alexander like your ex? Something shifted in her face. Cold calculation replaced new mother exhaustion. Surprised you caught that so quickly, she said with an ugly laugh. Why would you name our son after your ex? Because he's not our son, Mark. He's Alex's son. The room seemed to tilt. The baby isn't yours. Alex and I have been seeing each other for about a year. I stared at her, blood rushing in my ears. What are you going to do about it? Divorce me? She laughed coldly. This is a no-fault state. I get half of everything either way. The house, your savings, plus child support. Stay and play daddy or leave and pay. Either way, I win. She turned back to her phone like she'd just discussed the weather. I didn't say a word, just turned around and walked out. My first call was to a DNA testing facility. They could see me tomorrow. Second call was to a divorce lawyer who squeezed me in that afternoon. Jessica Winters explained, no-fault divorce doesn't mean what your wife thinks. It doesn't guarantee her half your assets, especially with evidence of fraud. Paternity fraud. Putting you on another man's birth certificate knowingly. That's fraud. Jessica outlined the plan. Get the DNA test, gather financial records, secure valuables, find new housing. Most importantly, don't tip your hand. Let her think she's winning. The more complacent she is, the better. 3 days later, DNA confirmed the baby wasn't mine. I spent the next week securing documents and researching apartment. Our home was mostly purchased with money from my software business that sold before we married. 1 week later, while Vanessa was at her checkup, I executed the plan. Movers arrived at 9 a.m., efficiently packing my belongings. By 11 a.m., they were gone. I left divorce papers on the dining table, all communication through my attorney. The sense of calm was surreal. 72 hours later, the barrage began. 21 missed calls, 31 texts, all blocked. The panic was clear. She hadn't expected me to fight back legally. Her mother called, you have responsibility. Responsibilities to a child that isn't mine, and a woman who deliberately deceived me. Vanessa contacted Jessica with threats. He can leave if he wants, but he needs to keep supporting us. Jessica's response was perfect. My client never discussed any arrangement regarding a child that isn't his. We have DNA confirmation and documentation of your admission of paternity fraud. Her sister cornered me. This isn't how things were supposed to go. You were supposed to leave amicably and support them financially. Not my child, not my problem. She thought you'd be reasonable and do the right thing. So that was the plan. I either stay and raise another man's child, or leave but still pay for everything. The entitlement was staggering. 6 weeks later at the hearing, the judge wasn't impressed, especially after Jessica played a voicemail Vanessa left my brother. I'll drag this out until his lawyer bills bankrupt him. 4 months later, it was over. The house sold with 80% of proceeds to me. Vanessa was ordered to pay $8,000 of my legal fees. I was legally established as not being the father with no support obligations. 6 months later, I saw her sitting on a bench across the street, baby in a stroller. She looked different, thinner, wearing jeans instead of designer clothes. I lost my job. My parents are moving to Florida. I don't have anywhere to go. Alex still won't acknowledge the baby. I'm sleeping in my car some nights. What do you want from me, Vanessa? Help. Maybe you know someone who needs an assistant. Vanessa, I said as I walked away, you called me a loser for not accepting your manipulation. How's that working out for you?